this player. Yeah, so I'll just kind of quickly orient you about this particular player. Now, what exactly is a player? When you click on this, when you see home button or any button, besides your preview button, you will find something called player here. This one, if I just click on it. So you see this whole preview around, this whole things which are, this is a player basically. If I just are not and show you, this is a player. This is what your learner sees. This is how your learner will use this view, this black color box which you see, which we call player, to control everything about the course. Of course, slides will have buttons and all that on dials and all that, that will help him to control. But for him, learner, this is a control. Now, what we could do as a developer, we can go ahead and make some alteration in the player, however way we want it. Right? Let me just clear just a moment the notation. Yeah, so that's what we will be. There are two type of player now you may have to watch out, which we call the this modern player and your this your classic player, right? So if you just click on once again this player button, you will have this particular option. See here, player style, modern. There's a modern black color box which appears, and then you have an option called classic. See here, it says we have added dozens of features which you will find more in the modern than compared to your classic. If it says yes, then this is what the look and feel will go a little more kind of. Let me just change it to classic. Yeah, there we go, classic. Can you see that? The previous type player. But you will find a modern player. This is a classic player, modern player more effective in terms of how the look and feel kind of contrast look and feel you have. Right, so idea is to edit all that thing which is there besides the player so that you'll be able to make the relevant changes. You can on and off the player, the whether you want the modern or the classic player type. So this is what I was talking about, the modern player, and this is what you have, the classic player. Now, to the players, you can add triggers also. Now, first, see, how do you add some stuff to your particular player? This is what the home and the player. So this is how you go. You go to home, you see the player over here. This is how you reach to the player. Right. So players have an option. See here, you can add buttons to the player over here and accordingly. So let's check out all this. So I'm just kind of going one by one. So I'm not missing out any point of it. Yeah. So usually a player is like a global setting. Whatever there in the player, those are like global setting. Whatever changes you make in the player. If you have separate settings to be done, that will be on the slide. For example, you want to remove the next button. You do the changes in the slide itself. But any change you make on the player, it will be applied to the entire course. That's why we call it as a global setting. To the player, you can add also certain new triggers. Now, for example, let's view it from here itself. Where did it go? Here. Here. Right. So you come to your home button, player. Yeah. And then what are the options available in your player? At this moment, for me, only menu. Okay, we want the grocery to be added. So we added. See here, grocery is added now. Nothing is there. I mean, these two things are there in this particular grocery. And we can also add notes. All that things could be added to it. And certain triggers can be set. Let me just do that in a new course. I think that'll be making more sense out of it. So let me just kind of keep one blank. Yeah. And I'll go to the home button, player. And let me keep with the modern player. Now I can add some items to grocery here. So I'm adding a grocery here, but it's blank. So what I will do, I will go to grocery over here and add the grocery items. How do you do it? You click here, or you can click on this button. See here, term. So I find some term. I've just got the few terms being already been created. So I'm just taking it from there. So I'll take the term and then put it over here. There's a terminology, that's a goal alignment. And then again, take the definition of it, wherever you have kept the definition accordingly, and then come back and kind of put it over here in the player. Here, meaning of it. So this is getting added. I'll say save. So it's added, you can see now. So I can add one more. perhaps depending on what. So glossary will definitely help in case you feel that you are wanted to give those difficult terminologies to the learner. So again, I can come here, take the text, whatever I have it in place, and again go to the definition of it, meaning of it, and then again add the information of the save it. So you see here, the first one and second one added. It's getting added over here. This is our main menu. Now nothing is there in the slide. I can say okay and kind of like save it over here. So likewise, the resources can be added. Yeah. So what do you do to add a resource? Did you get this, guys? The grocery part of it. So likewise, if you don't click on the grocery now, if you just see here in the menu, this is a menu will be shown resources to be added. So I can click here and add a resource. I can give a name to, let's say, a job aid #1. So what should be about the job aid you mentioned? Let's say job aid one something. You can add a URL or a file. So if I click on the file, I go to that particular relevant file and I search for where is a particular file item, and perhaps I can add it over here. Yeah, let's say here, and we have these resources, and I can choose. Let's say I've chosen this, which I kept it open basically, or this, and say open and save it. So now you see here, the resource is getting added here. Learner can access it. This towards your right hand side. I hope you can see it over here because you added a resource. Yeah. So let's say we are taking something on email, right? Email etiquette. So I can now say email etiquette. Some do's and don'ts I would have taken. It was showing on the search. Yeah, some do's and don'ts. Yeah, and I can get some URL. Maybe this university URL will do, I guess. Yeah, you're right. But the beauty of it is that it's there in the your what do you say? It's like in the player itself you have it. Yeah, there you are doing it for a particular slide. If the learner don't go to that slide, they don't get a chance to get that resource, web link or whatever you're inserting. Here it's in the player itself. Player will have multiple slides here. Yeah, so you're adding up. So let's say you add another one. This is a URL. So you say, what was that? Email do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts, maybe. And you paste your URL. You test it also if you want to kind of, so it's working. And then I come back and say save. Another one added. This is your menu. So we can change the title also. Let's say this is my let's say slide, or let's say topic, whatever the name of the topic one. And then you have, so you can rename it from here also. Like we used to rename it from there. Like let me just kind of say okay. And see here, when I go to story view, I have an option where I can rename it here. Let's say topic one. And it's highly recommended. I must tell you guys, always rename it. Let's say topic. Do not like topic. Name it. What is it about? So if I just add a couple of the slides, let me just do it. You'll be able to see the thing. I'm just for one or two slides, add few things. Like let me just insert some character. Hmm. I'm just inserting something so you'll be able to preview from there. A kind of a shape. Okay. Now let's go to player. Yeah. So there we go. You can see now. It is a player. You won't be able to see the preview. You're seeing the preview only here. Take a note of it. When you select this and this, suppose I select these and I say preview the selected slide, what do you see? When you see the preview, this black color thing is coming, right? The player view. This is player view. So I click on this, I'll be able to view things, right? So you can see now this, your resources are added. I can go and download the resources. Of course, I'm previewing, so it will not be active. I can, again, previewing, I can't see this. I can publish and view it. Again, the grocery is added. Are you getting this? Yeah, so grocery resources menu, which is there in place. I'm previewing only two topic, otherwise the whole thing will come. Now, when you go to player, please take a note. This button, which you see in your home button and player, this is not where you see the preview. This is for altering the changes in the global setting. And the changes which you make in your course will be, the slide would be slide level setting. You got to watch out for that particular aspect. Yeah. So the color can be changed. Now look into this color and effect. So you can change, let's say you don't want this dark theme at this moment, this theme is being used. You want the blue one, a little custom. So you can change that preview also. The font can be changed also. Let's say you want a different font, a little bit weird. Let's take some weird font away. See the font now changed. Reseda calligraphy type. So of course, it's not a good font to choose. I'm showing you, I'm just telling you because so that you get an idea in case you would like to have a something else. Let's say Arial black thing. Caption, what kind of font you wanted. Let's say Lato black you want. Navigation icon, do you want a text or a icon based? So let's say we want an icon based, then your these texts will go off. See now if you carefully notice, this navigation say previous, short, and next button. So you want to remove that, you see you would just want the icon so that you'll have these arrows placed. Are you getting guys? People? Yeah, so this part also is required, right? As a e-learning developer, the look and feel which you wanted, and accessibility focus color. So what is that you wanted to keep is like I think background color. What you wanted. Let's say you want the background color is different. Here, change your background color. You're customizing it. This is a custom one. Depending on the color theme of the company, you can choose. Let's say that you wanted a little bit more darker shade. So you can choose the particular shade. Shade picker is there. So let's say you wanted this to come further darker. So you can choose your color, accent color, what you wanted. Let's say the blue color. So that option. So this is color and effect. What color and effect? Player. Which type of player? Of course, we've chosen a modern. Do we want the menu and the control on? Yes. Or do we want it off? See what happens when it's off so bad. They won't have a control. So we want it on so that they will have a control over the menu and the resource. If you keep it off, then you see what's happening because your course will have a button to go to the next. You take off the control from them. Right now, a large amount of control is in their hand because they can skip the slide, go to the next slide. They'll have all that option to access all these resources or whatever things you're giving, the grocery and the also titles. They can directly jump to the next slide over here also. But you want to take off the control of all the menu option, control options basically. Okay, so these are the few stuff to be taken care of it over here. Right. So here now see it out. So it says player tab. You can choose to add a tab. Let's add a tab. So tab could be about, let's say, interesting fact. Say interesting facts, right? And you say action. Of course, jumps to the next slide. Let's see. Okay. So this got added. Can you see this? Now you may choose, okay, what kind of action I wanted. You can create, let's say, light box. When do we want the light box? In the next slide or whichever slide. Let's say you want it on 1.5 and say okay. So what happened when learner clicks on this, it will basically, now it will not work. We are not previewing. We have to preview to check it. Okay. But you are doing a changes in the global setting. So moment I open the course, I will be able to see these options in my control. I can see the grocery, I can see the resources. I can also access some interesting fact by clicking on it. And then the light box will appear because that's what we have set it in the trigger. Light box will appear at 1.5 slide 1.5, you have the light box, which we have set. Are we getting, guys? Right. So a couple of these things can be, let's say logo. If you want to kind of have it cover plus logo. So fill player, how you wanted kind of these options. So nothing much, but again, some of the changes which you can make it in your player is what you need to basically watch out. Player is a face, that's what the learner is accessing that particular player. So it's important to give them a kind of that idea which is required. Let me see if I've just given you all the input. I told you the global setting, the glossary part of it. You have external resources which can be added by clicking on the resource button, and also the menu. You can rename the menu, which I was talking about. You can also change the color of it, is what I was talking about, right? You can create the custom text label also. I should tell you that. Perhaps that can also help, right? So once again, your player, yeah, right here for these buttons, all these buttons, you are basically like you're giving a particular text. So if you want, you can take a control over that also, and you can give a different level. So text level, and these are the text levels which we have given. See here. So if you want, these text levels can be also be changed. Like for example, most all the default text levels you will find it over here. But in case there's any text level you want to finish, let's say glossary tab, instead of glossary tab, you want to be something else, named something else, you can do it. You can change that. Let's go to our this back and front button, and you can change the name. You can add a new also over here. So these can be saved also or imported from the previous course also. These are all text level which appears in your course. So if you just see the submit button, instead of submit button, you wanted to change something else. So see, these are editable is what I'm trying to tell you. So you can change the custom text. What text you want here to appear, that will be there in place. So let me see if any relevant thing I can change it right here. So all these are default one, which you're finding it in the list right now. Let's say next button here, next button which you wanted. So instead of previous button, you want a back button. So you can put it over here, let's say back button, and you update the preview. It's not getting updated. And we come back to the thing. Column effect. We want both icon and the text. Yeah. So those prompts can be given over here, which you see it over here, the text levels. Text levels are for the player, which you have used it over here. Now the preview is not getting updated. Update preview is not happening. Okay, let's preview it again. So are we getting the idea, guys? These controls which we have it in place? All of it? Player control, volume control, playback speed, etc. You can add more buttons. If I click on it, buttons are getting added over here. I can remove it, play pause, or the speed playback, you can have it. So either you have it on the slide, suppose it's an audio slide, or you have keep it in the global control itself. So all the slides will have these these buttons. See the closed caption button, which I used to say always have the closed caption button. So here, if I remove it, it goes off. See, missing, volume missing. We want these buttons like a kind of an for the learner to get in control. Accessibility button, your caption and the volume. Okay, let me see if I have, yeah, pretty much these are the few things to be seen. We will see the other aspect also. This is about the player. Now let me also give you a bit of idea on the scope, especially when you go for a publish. So if you just carefully notice, you click on this publish button, you have these couple of options. 360 you can publish. Yeah, you can publish to the web, you can publish as a video, you can publish as a Word document, you can publish it to LMS, LRS, and also Reach. Reach is also a cloud-based kind of a platform where you kind of publish it. Now here, what we do is we kindly quickly review each of these options. Right? So when you are publishing it in these particular project, of course, you always have an option between the modern and the classic player which you can choose in between. So once you click, if you choose the modern player, this will be look and feel in your review 360. If you choose classic, this will be look and feel, which I was showing you a moment ago. Now, what I want you to watch out for this, let's say we click on the publish button for this file. Hold on. This file, publish button. Okay. Now, review. I think I have not logged in. It may not publish for me in the review 360. Yeah. And then you decide, these things, controls for you. What kind of player do you want? Let's say you want the classic player. You choose it. Done. Yeah. Okay. Now you decide, okay, optimize for standard delivery. You can make the changes accordingly. Audio quality, how you want it. JPEG quality, how you want it. Entire project do you want, or do you want a single scene or single slide or single scene? You can choose an entire scene, or you can choose a relevant slide from the scene. Let's say slide number one we wanted, or maybe we wanted two, and say okay. And you publish it. Yeah, and then view it. Okay, so it's kind of loading, right? This is what we basically published a moment ago, if you see here. Here, this one we published, right? This one we published is blue color, and we chose only one single slide, right? After publishing, what you do, of course, you go ahead, you kind of, if you want, you can keep this or disable it, and you take the URL and you share it with the relevant stakeholders. You can see the resource now over here. So let's see if this is working. So we can click on it and it's downloaded. Again, click on this. This is the URL. Okay, so these are the URL. Let's close these URL and then I can download. This is a classic player. Check out. I just wanted to show you look and feel. So kind of, so we have it here. And also your email etiquette is kind of downloaded here. This is the one. Where did it go? Yeah, preview. And your grocery is also there. See goal alignment and macro to-do list. Everybody with me? You can delete it. Absolutely. You will have an option to delete it. Right now, I haven't logged in. That is the thing. I should sign in and get it off. And you can update version also. This is your current version. And same file you want to update, you will have an option. And see the next button here. Of course, I have uploaded only one slide. But all these buttons, this accessibility button, this sound button, next button, any other button which you choose from the player. This player is a one here, player, which I was explaining a moment ago. You give that control. What you choose over here, all this will be visible there. In our case, it's a modern. So if you go for a classic, that's how it will look like. You say continue the modern. No, see here. For us now, these are chosen. That's why it's showing like this sound button, your keyboard accessibility button, and this particular button is a keyboard button. Why is it there? Because we have given the option of it. Otherwise, it won't be. And also the menu resources and your grocery. Your grocery is not added. I think I should perhaps add it over here. But some features are missing. See, I can add it over here now. But as it says, some features are missing. So your grocery is now added. So I can control from here basically is what it's trying to say. Yeah, so while we are previewing it, yeah, you can delete pretty much. Upload and delete. For testing, you can definitely upload. But you've got to sign in for that. Yeah, this is what we were looking into. Okay, let me just go there. Yeah, so just close this. So publish quality you can choose. Just if you click on the optimize for standard delivery. Yeah, and you can decide, you can choose entire project or singles, just by showing you. I just publish only single slide by choosing the relevant. And also you can have a tracking, you can track the particular slides, which are like, this will be more. If I just show you over here, publish, let's say 360, tracking. How you want to track it? Here, check it. When the course is marked as new LMS or LRS, how's the kind of a learner is been doing? Is the learner completed 100% of the course, all the first slides, or is it like just kind of partially halfway through? Do you want to track it, or do you want to don't want to track it? So it will give you an idea when learner has viewed, and accordingly LMS will pull up the report. So it's kind of helping. So these are the control properties. You choose modern classic. So we say, okay, you want the more of a modern. You say, okay. And then you have the rest of the options which are there. So you're publishing in 360, remember? And you can also remove it from there. Okay, where did it go? Yeah. So, and another thing, now you can publish it in the web also, which you did, in fact, if you remember, for testing your courses you were publishing in the web, for testing the JavaScript. Yeah. So you're getting published in the HTML5. What you're publishing in a website, like a web look kind of a thing. Most of our files were opening in that way. So in that also you have two choices, classic and the modern, which you can choose it. You can decide between the full project, the partial projects. If I just show you over here, let's say this web. Okay. So, and you again have which one you wanted, classic or the modern. You can choose in between here. Your player view is getting open. So before you publish, you can choose other options, optimize for standard delivery usually, and the entire project. But the single scene, single project. So we were using the single slide, if you remember, for our JavaScript testing. So it's a web. Why is web? It's HTML5 files are getting created. Now, please take a note. These are as such that you are having the whole content in your computer. So if you publish it to HTML, it is only to you. It's not going to anybody else. If you publish in your this 360 review 360, the URL which you get can be given it to all the people. They can access it. Like for instance, I just published something, right? So I can take this URL and you can also access it. Let me just post it in the chat box. Where did it go? Here. This is a test, guys. Check out what happens if you click on it. I posted in the chat box, the review one. Can you view it? What I'm viewing right now in your screen? Yes. Right, absolutely. Whereas in HTML, which I just publish, it will not be, I mean, I cannot share it with you. So if I just publish, let's say I publish this one, where did it go? Let's say I publish this one and I go to, let's say publish and then web, yeah, this player, this thing, and I'm just kind of publishing single slightly faster. That's the only reason. This is which one? 1.13, this one, and say okay, and then say publish it. Yeah, and I view the project successfully. It's published. Click on it. Now, did you notice where it's published? C user M my document. It's not in the web. The preview is in HTML5, but it's publishing in your hard disk, in your computer hard disk, in your C drive. Yeah, so that's where you can only access it. Understand the difference between all this. And all that, buttons which you create, which you wanted, it will be part of it. So at this moment for this, if you see the player, we don't have much stuff. Okay, let me close this. Here. We just have menu and that's it. We don't have grocery or any other thing added. If you click on it, then only this will appear. See, if you click on it, this will appear, this will appear, and then say okay. So that's what you see the your web. web publishing. Everybody? And then let's go back. Yeah. And then you also have this option where you can publish it to the video, publish it as a video. Yeah. Once you publish it as a video, you can upload it to your explainer video LMSs, because there are video based courses also. But the only thing that there is no interactivity is going to happen. You people upload some. If you see this, your this uh, Coursera and your that how am I forgetting the name? The one which we use so many times for courses. Yeah, thank you so much for reminding Udemy, YouTube based. So it will create that kind of video. What can be done inside a particular LMS? You can take a, let's say you have a course running. Previously, you've created another course which are correlated to each other. You want the learner to refresh the memory of the previous information. Then you can take the selected slide and create a video out of it and then upload in the current course, like a course inside a course kind of a thing, but a shorter one perhaps. And that will give a little bit of charm, interactivity kind of a thing. So that is where you can use this kind of a, or you can use it for your Udemy, as you said, or for the YouTube or Coursera, where there's a video based, explainer video based courses. But the issue is when there's a very, I mean, very detailed branching, then this video based course will not consider that part of it. They'll just kind of publish as it goes. That navigation button is the next button. It'll just follow the next. That branching aspect will be missing in this. So you need to be a little bit careful on that part of it. So if you just see, it will look something like this. We say video. Yeah, you choose a video quality, what you want, high quality. Yeah, set the same volume across all the audio, because if there are audio files in your video, that also need to work, right? And see here, navigation, what you wanted, follow the next button, or do you want a slide numbering? So in case there is a slide numbering and there's a simulation, because simulation, what happens, you go back and forth depending on the scores or interactivity. So in that case, the your when you are publishing as a video, it will ignore all that uh, other set of aspects, and it'll just take in a sequential order depending on whether you want to depend on the next button or slide numbering. The best is go for a slide numbering, but you should number your slides. Yeah, and you decide, okay, you want to publish this as how many videos, what kind of thing, single scene, this 3 videos, say okay. Or maybe you can say single slide, you want to publish only a particular one, you want the entire project, or how. So you can choose it accordingly and say okay and publish it. It's kind of a video. So let's kind of try this out also briefly. So I'll just go take something very short so that we have no confusion at all. Let's say this one, these two, say 1.1, 1.2. So we go to publish video, and this one. I think this is all good. Let's not do the entire project. We say, okay, maybe I have to go for a scene, I think. Let's go for a scene. I'm going to add a couple of more stuff so that you'll be able to see the difference. Insert some. I'm just inserting something so that it'll come up in the preview and we'll be able to distinguish. And then we go for publish. We go for video. We say this entire single scene. Okay. And we follow this. Okay. Next button. All our next button only. So we this slide number, next button is the same thing. And we kind of publish it now. Perhaps we should add audio and that stuff. It's just getting ready. You can see the duration now. See the duration, seconds. Hey, taking a few seconds. There we go. View project. Wow, we published a video, and there we go. Okay. Oh, I haven't, there's no point sharing the sound because ultimately we haven't added a sound. But can you see that thing going on? It's a video, static. Depending on each slide, will spend few seconds. I'll just go to the next slide. Depending on what the duration of your timeline. So suppose you have a client, you want to show a demo. You have a couple of options. You show it in the review because in the review, they'll be able to see the interactivity. You don't want to show them the review. You can show them a video like how you're seeing this particular video. So the course is converted into a video. It doesn't take a long time also. Quickly you can convert. People, I hope you're getting it. This part of it, what I explained just now. Right. So that is one option which you can perhaps explore. You can, other than that, you can also take the screen recording. If you remember, you don't have to create a course, but you can screen record and kind of, this is for also like you can use this option to create a small video from your previous course and insert it in your current course. The previous course can be cut short by deleting a few slides, make a copy of the course, delete a few of the slides, create a video, insert it in the current slide, like a review type. Think about the creative way you can kind of use it. Okay, so this is about this video part of it. Now, other than video, you also can publish it in like a Word document. So if you just go to publish and you have a Word document, pretty simple. Just try this out also from your side and tell me if you're facing any difficulties. Do you want me to demo it? Yeah, so maybe you could try it out. And then comes the most important, which we have it as in the form of LMS and LRS. Yeah. So perhaps we will be reviewing it. The LMS stands for your learning management system. LRS is your learning store record. LMS is a one which is a more interactive and courses can be administered and tracked. You can track it, the progress and all that. You can send a reminder. You can go ahead and kind of give them update. Whereas a learning record store is a part of LMS. Most of the LMS will inbuild feature called learning record system. But how it operates, a learning record system is mainly about that. It's more about the you are creating a track of the scores because course is what you're interested where the learner is able to get a what type of score. Let's say out of 100 he got 55 or 100 maybe out of 100 he got it. So your LRS basically keeps the record of the score. So in some cases people don't have LMS, they have LRS where they just get the course score which is scored by the learner in the particular e-learning course. They cannot track much on the progress and the rest all because they don't have a full-fledged application which is called LMS. So these two are like a system, you can say. Perhaps I'll orient you about it tomorrow. What is a difference and how it can be, and perhaps this is what we will kind of explore, in which this is the most important because this is when you're creating the SCOM. I'll show you what is the difference between these SCOM package and yours AICC or in your XAPI, etc. These are the standard formats are there. Mostly you have to stick on to this, your SCOM 1.2, which is a prevalent one.